Hi, this is Sandy Bernier, and I'm with Irie Bliss Wellness, and today, somehow, I get to conduct the last interview of the whole conference. I don't know how I got so lucky. Today, we're here with Jodi CHapin, and she is a green nurse. And Jodi, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is a green nurse and what brought you into cannabis?
So a green nurse is a nurse that has experience in cannabis therapeutics. I am a member of the American Cannabis Nurses Association, and it's really an amazing science, an amazing plant. See, I've been a nurse for 30 years, and the first time I had ever heard of the word endocannabinoid system was just 3 years ago.
Wow.
And I had actually walked into a little shop because I was looking for CBD oil for my dog. I had heard that it would help with anxiety. The vet had said, "Oh, let's put him on Xanax," and I said, "Let's try something a little more,
Natural.
a little more natural, down to earth." So I had tried some CBD oil, but when I had walked into this shop, I had learned that I had an endocannabinoid system. And I had never heard that word. I couldn't even pronounce that word. I had to practice the word. I Googled it, and I was amazed at the amount of information out there and the lack of information that I had, the lack of education. I mean, I couldn't understand this, that, I have this endocannabinoid system. I'm a nurse, and I didn't realize I had one. It's the largest neurotransmitting system in the body, and it controls all other systems in the body, so why don't we know about it? It took, a little guidance to get me into going to patient caregiver support groups, which is where I learned a lot of my information. I heard stories about patients, of their successes and of their frustrations. Frustrations of just, getting their medicine, learning how to use it, not knowing, how to use it. I didn't realize that I had ailments that I could become a patient myself. I had heard cancer and AIDS and, all these debilitating, terminal illnesses. But now more and more ailments are popping on the list, and it took a lot of convincing, but I got my card. I became a patient myself. And what I found is you don't have to get high to feel better, to feel well. I wasn't quite aware how to use this as a medicine, though. I knew that you could smoke it. I knew of the recreational use. I had thought that you had to get high, but then relearning how to use it and the ratios are so very important of the cannabinoids in this plant. So I delved right into it. I delved into gathering information and really, surrounding myself with this plant and trying it, as a patient, every form possible, and I realized the benefits. I got better sleep. I wasn't in pain. I had psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, anxiety, insomnia. I mean, the list goes on. I was a victim of polypharmacy, meaning that I was on more than 5 pharmaceutical medications. I was having many side effects from those. I was hospitalized because of side effects from those. I was out of work for 6 weeks because my skin peeled off from head to toe. It's been a battle. I was morbidly obese.
What?
Just 3 years ago, and it's funny. You always struggle with food and the battle and exercise and this. And what I realized, it was more encompassing than that. It involved everything. Cannabis is only one of the many tools in the toolbox. It's not all about that. It's the biopsychosocial, spiritual, it's everything. It's all encompassing. So, we have the cannabis, we have meditation, we have food medicine, you have to hydrate. I mean, you need to take care of yourself. And it kind of made me look at myself, focus more on how I feel. What do I want to do to make myself feel better? And I realized that I needed to find people to help. And in this journey, I realized that it really is all about community. You meet amazing people. And along my journey, I found the Green Nurse Group, which I have become part of. I met with Sherry just a year ago, and it's,
So wait, did you meet with her as like a patient?
I met with her, I met her through another coworker, Marissa Frattoni, who's also a Green Nurse. I had met Marissa at a patient caregiver support group, and she had written a story on Sherry. And I said, I have to meet this nurse. My gosh, her story sounds so similar to mine. And, they have the same interests. So I just knew that I needed to connect.
Well, then, as a layman, I would say, having a medical professional who also can come from the perspective of a patient is so comforting to other patients, right? Because it's like, wow, if you believe in this and you've actually studied medicine, I'm going to trust this a lot more. So tell me a little bit more. So you became a Green Nurse because of how this plant has helped you. Right. So how are you now kind of paying it forward and serving the community yourself?
So as joining Green Nurse Group, we are getting out into the community. We have a radio show every Wednesday.
How do people watch the show?
On Facebook Live.
Okay.
And we get out to different events. We actually do educational events at dispensaries, revolutionary clinics. We go in once a month.
Can I ask a question about that? Because that actually came up today with a patient that stopped by the table when you weren't there.
Yeah.
Is that a monthly thing that they have on their how would people find out when the nurses are at revolutionary clinics?
They would go to their website.
Their website, it's posted. How many times a month are the Green Nurses?
Website, greennursegroup.com.
Okay.
We also have any of our events listed on our website as well.
Because I think that's huge. I feel like, that the average bud tender doesn't have, 30 years of nursing experience, so that's great. So do you have any takeaways from the event this weekend? What did you think about being here with all of these amazing businesses and all these amazing patients sharing their story? What was your big takeaway?
I think, the important thing, community, bringing community together, the education, decreasing stigma. We need to talk about it, and we need to be more open. It's so important. I just wanted to mention one more thing, Green Nurse on the Go. I think, just a platform, we're nurses, between Sherry, I, and Marissa, and Tanya, we have over 75 years of nursing experience. And nurses have been the most respected for the last 17 years. And, I think education is important.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the nurses, too. The nurses are really the ones teaching the doctors. Mm-hmm. And the nurses seem to be the liaison between the patients, the doctors, and the community. Because, like you said, we trust nurses.
Right.
We really, really do. So the timer's not moving, guys. Okay, cool. So one last thing. So this is very exciting. So the Green Nurse Group used to only be able to make house calls, right? Because you guys would go visit people in their homes, which is absolutely fabulous.
Or phone consultations.
But now you have an office, right, where people can actually make an appointment and come visit you. And it happens to be at Irie Bliss Wellness Center, which happens to be my center. Shameless self-promotion. But we have a lot going on at the center besides just being able to buy CBD, right? Like we have yoga classes, we have a Reiki practitioner, we have an occupational therapist, we have spray tan, guys, CBD spray tan, heard it here first, it's a thing. Right. And so, having you guys there has added so much value, to me, for me, and what I can offer the community. So we are hosting free events. That's a really important thing to acknowledge. We're not really charging for any of these events that we're doing because we want to end the stigma and we want people to come in and have a safe place to ask about this where they're not going to feel like weird. We're just like, we're all pretty normal. And like, I think,
relatively
I use that term loosely, but really just having, this like place where people can walk in and they all walk in and say, wow, this is nice. Like it's not creepy. It doesn't feel like a drug dealer's den or something weird. It's like, no, this is wellness, and cannabis is just part of wellness. Like you said, it's another tool in our tool chest, right? So I just want to throw it out there too that with the nurses and with the support of the nurses, we are able to custom formulate for people. So say if you know there's something out there that you just can't find, I can make it for you, and I can generally make it for a lot cheaper.
Right.
And right now, I've actually lowered the price of our 1,500 milligram tincture by $25, and I'm donating $25 to the Green Nurse Group to offset
Thank
patient consults, guys. So we are on a sliding scale. If you cannot afford a consult, just reach out to us. We will work something out with you. Payment plan. I'll offset the cost. We really just want to help people. I mean, we are about the patients. We want to remind the community that the reason why this is all legal is because of the patients and the activists and the people that fought for this medicine in this plant. And so we really, you know, we're just gonna continue fighting. And this isn't legal in every state yet. And we have nurses here this weekend from other states that are looking at us going, how do we do this in our home?
In our home.
And so it's inspiring. And I just want to say thank you again as a patient, and just for all the people that walk into my center, that their condition is beyond me, and you guys are providing the support that I can't, and I'm so grateful. So again, like, it's been amazing. Let's just keep doing this.
Yes.
So how can people find you? What is your website again?
Okay, so you can find us at greennursegroup.com, and also on Facebook Live, Green Nurse Group, and Green Nurse on the Go.
Yep, and Irie
And
Bliss.
on Instagram as well, Green Nurse Group.
Yes, and then
And
iriebliss.com is where you
iriebliss.com.
can find the 1,500 milligram tincture. It's called Apothecary Care, and I am donating $25 from the sale of every bottle to offset patient consults. If you cannot afford a whole hour, I'm sure they do a half hour. Like, we can work with you.
15-minute increments.
Oh, here's a pro tip too. The nurses are going to be doing some office hours in the shop. So if you want to come get some free advice, you just have to come shop when the
just
nurses
come.
are in.
Right.
So we'll be posting on the Facebook group when you're in, so people know. Come in, get a little extra help, a little extra guidance. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And you know what? What it's really all about
Living
is living
your
your best life.